And just being purely present with that flower, presence is key here. I was able to receive their message. And the message was this: thank you for seeing me. Thank you for acknowledging and validating me. I love you. Hello there. I love flowers. I'm a visual artist. This painting behind me is one of mine. I remember the day that I went to this beautiful sunflower field. This is me in the middle here. Now, flowers have captivated me since I was a little girl. My parents told me that I used to stand around just mesmerized by nature, observing everything. In particular, flowers have mesmerized me. I can't tell you why some people are mesmerized by nature more than others, but I know this. Nature does something to me. And it makes me very quiet and appreciative. Now, I am very grateful right now in my life because I live on the Gold Coast here in Australia. If you've not been, picture a beautiful, lush, tropical hinterland, a stone's throw from beautiful beaches and ocean, and some mountains thrown in as well. Temperate temperatures all year round, or a little bit humid, a little bit sticky, yes. The winters are just perfect. If you know Celsius, around 24 average during the day. The sun is out, I think it's like 300, slightly less days a year. That's a lot. This is why people come here and live here in droves. In the last 3 years, I believe the population's almost doubled up here. So it's a little bit busier. Feels a little bit more like the cities that I've lived in. But either way, I love where I live. And part of that is I get to experience nature. On a regular basis, I take myself down to the water at the ocean, take my shoes off, and I spend a good hour walking in the water, on the sand, grounding myself. I spend a lot of time out in hikes in the lush hinterland, experiencing the quiet and solitude of that space. Nature is gorgeous to me, and I'm sure you would agree. My point today is, though, there was a level of nature that I didn't appreciate or understand until just the other day. I was driving along the highway and I noticed a very small tree with 3 beautiful pink flowers that had bloomed. Now, these 3 flowers had a message for me. Now, I don't normally talk to trees and nature like this, but I got this resounding message loud and clear. And even though I was driving past, it was a split second that I saw and experienced the visual delight of these flowers, the message was clear. I stopped in my being, in doing, human doing, and I became a human being for a moment. And I recognized the journey that each of these flowers had been on and how they had opened themselves up, almost like they were calling for me to see them. Now, I know that sounds pretty obvious, yeah, but just listen to this. My work as a life coach and counselor is all around helping my clients access and remember who they really are. In other words, spirit, pure I am presence, awareness, having a human experience. But the way that we access who we really are is through stillness. It's through stepping out of the illusion or the programming. That's why I studied NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, to understand this programming we've been immersed in and have been fooled by, that this is reality. So my whole role is to help people step out of this programming for a little while, hopefully in increasing amounts, to be able to be who they really are, to immerse themselves, to embody themselves in their true spirit, to have spirit or source or the divine become the driver in our lives, to take over the old personality and all its idiosyncrasies and ego, to be free, finally, to be liberated of the endless cycle of suffering. So that's, in a nutshell, what I do with my clients. Okay, now this moment with this tree and these 3 beautiful flowers showed me that nature is all around us, reminding us of our own shadow work. By me stopping and being still within the personality of Melise and just being purely present with that flower, presence is key here. I was able to receive their message. And the message was this: thank you for seeing me. Thank you for acknowledging and validating me. I love you. Now, I was in tears in this moment, because for me, this was a moment of leveling up. I suddenly saw a blind spot within my experience that I'd never seen before. I suddenly had illuminated a great big shadow, and that was that nature is all around me, reminding me to be seen by it. You see, when we stop and we become still and acknowledge and validate the beauty through all of our 5 senses, and something I believe as humans we are so blessed exclusively to do with nature. We can smell nature, we can feel nature, we can hear nature, and we can taste nature. Because we are so blessed as humans to fully embody and experience nature like that, I believe this is serving us. So when I was able to stop and be still with this flower and actually stop and see the flower and feel its gratitude for being acknowledged, I released a shadow, and that was through the tears that I shed. The ignorance I let go of in that moment of realizing that my entire life, these flowers have been here to tell me the same thing. And finally, in this moment, at age 43 years old, I got the message. And of course, as we know, the law of correspondence, as without, so within. Our external world, including those beautiful flowers, is a direct reflection of our internal world. In that moment that I stopped, acknowledged and validated this beautiful flower that was a sight to behold, that was here through a process of flow and grace. The moment I did that, I acknowledged myself. But all of this required a moment of stillness. I had to step out of any of the thoughts that were racing through my mind, any of the burdens or challenge I perceived in my life, any of the distractions or fixations or processes of blocking through coping mechanisms or keeping busy. All of that stuff I had to step out of in order to receive the message from these flowers, in order to behold myself, the true I am, presence. In this moment, I became mindful of my now moment. And as a result, my heart was full too. See, in doing these things, these moments of stopping in gratitude for nature, we honor nature. And when we honor anything else in our experience, we honor ourselves. We give ourselves permission to be seen. So, I think you understand this beautiful message here today. And I'm very grateful that I received it from these beautiful flowers. I would encourage you to be still. Be still. If you're really struggling right now, the answer is to be still. Appreciate the next flower that you encounter and see it as a reminder to stop and appreciate your true nature. Allow yourself to shed any tears that come up in this moment of being here now in presence with a beautiful flower. Realize and see how much this flower has been waiting to be seen by you. And in turn, you are seen too. I hope this has been helpful. Please like, subscribe, and share my message if it's been helpful for you. And have a beautiful day. See ya.